Sunderland lost, Brentford lost, Tottenham lost, Chelsea lost, Brighton lost, Everton obviously lost, right? But Manchester United, Manchester City will go on to win the rest of their matches. Hey, football fans, football lovers, Premier League lovers, it is time to get involved in this conversation. This conversation that I am bringing, as Arsenal bottled the league, that right now is the media narratives, and we want to, with you, I want to talk about it. As Arsenal truly bottled the league, or is this just an agenda, right? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Stars on the Pitch. So we are going to be starting the video, of course, I don't know this guy's name honestly, but I do not really understand his stake. So let me just start by playing the video, then we can get the conversation started from there.
Mikel Arteta needs to get one thing and one thing clear. The most important trophy to go after this season is not the Champions League trophy. It is the Premier League title. And Arsenal had a golden opportunity for the second match in a row, this time to go 9 points clear on Manchester City. When have you heard that before? And they blew it again.
See, at this point in time was when I knew I needed to do this video. When he said blew it. You see, blew it was just a word he had to use, but technically what he's trying to say is that Arsenal has bottled the league. Now, let us look at the metrics, right? Arsenal yesterday went 7 points at the top of the table. They could have been 9. Yes, I agree. They could have very well been 9 points at the top of the table, but they are 7 points at the top of the table against a Manchester City that has spent almost £200 million in this January. A confused Pep Guardiola yesterday, as we can see. So, guys, I need you to actually tell me right now, right here, as Arsenal bottled the league, I need your input, I need your take. But you may watch this video for a while, hear my part of the story, hear the whole conversation before you make your judgment.
This is all on Mikel Arteta. The players should shoulder some of the blame in terms of not being clinical enough in the final third. But it's not good enough from Arteta to go into the City ground against a side that's been a bit of a thorn in their sides in previous season and not put your two best wingers in the 11. Are you kidding me? You're telling me with this lineup, Mikel Arteta's gone out and said that, you know what? Getting top spot in the Champions League is more important than getting a 9-point gap in the Premier League.
So, where exactly did Mikel Arteta meet this guy to tell him this? Where exactly did Mikel Arteta meet? I don't know his name. Please, if you know his name, please drop it in the comment section. Where exactly did Mikel Arteta meet this guy to tell him that the Champions League is more important to the Premier League? Because what I saw yesterday in the Premier League was that Mikel Arteta, at some point in time, needed to remove some players, obviously, simply because of the fact that he knew there was going to be low block. He tried first some set of players. It didn't work out. He removed them and brought in some new players. So it's all part of the game plan. Using Martinelli first, right, before bringing in Trossard is simply because of the fact that he was trying to, do what they call penetration testing. Currently, Martinelli is on form, judging by the number of goal contributions and goals that he has had in some matches. So why exactly are we faulting Mikel Arteta's, formation yesterday? And so what happened to the formation that Pep Guardiola did against Manchester United? Because now they want to change this bottle, even when Arsenal is doing very well. They want to shift it on Arsenal. And at the same time, they still want to crown Manchester City as the champion or the potential champion. That are 7 points behind Arsenal, that has only lost 2 matches, and now Arsenal has drawn 5 or 4 this season. Right? Manchester City has lost 5 matches and they have drawn about 4 or so. So, guys, what is the bottle word? Where is the word bottle coming from?
You need to be very, very careful with that because this title race is far from over. And I think this shows a bit of the immaturity that we've seen in Arsenal in the past, because if you look at their next 8 fixtures in the Premier League, I mean, Manchester United have the new manager bounce. They are not going to be the same team.
Damn.
As we've seen before. Sunderland's already taken points off of the Gunners.
So first things first. First things first. According to what they are shown here, it is assumed that Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, basically all of the teams I cover on my channel are going to go on winning. Right? They will keep winning and winning and winning, but the only team that will not win is Arsenal. Okay, so Manchester United next for us now, loss. Leeds United for us now, loss. Sunderland lost, Brentford lost, Tottenham lost, Chelsea lost, Brighton lost, Everton obviously lost, right? But Manchester United, Manchester City will go on to win the rest of their matches. Because this is the conversation. This is what it is implying. Oh, am I wrong? Please, if I'm wrong, please tell me, let me know.
Brentford at Brentford, a difficult side to go. Tottenham, North London Derby, you never know what's going to happen in that. Obviously, the matches against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup and in the league. Mikel Arteta has to be very, very careful because this could be a moment in time that we look back on, Stefano, and think what might have been with Arsenal.
See, to be honest, to be fair to him, Arsenal should have gone 9 points yesterday, to be fair, right? But the narratives of bottling the league is not meant for Arsenal. If that tag has to be used at all, it has to be used on Manchester City. Spending 200 million in January, bringing in Semenyo, bringing in Guehi, right? Trying to bolster the team and still losing 3-0 because I call it 3-0, even though it was 2 yesterday to a Manchester United that just had a new coach that has just managed the second or third game for them in Michael Carrick, right? Losing by that margin, totally outplayed. They had just one shot on target, and that is Manchester City. It is disgraceful, but it's not been talked about enough. Everybody has kept quiet on that, and they are facing Arsenal that has now gone 7 points at the top of the table. Arsenal is the one that has failed. Arsenal at 7 points ahead of the table has failed. Manchester City, 200 million in January, has not failed. So I'm going to go on to play another video right now. And this video, I will play the video. It's a very fantastic analysis. I love the analysis and I really want you to hear it.
Brilliant for Forest. Absolutely what Sean Dyche would have woken up this morning thinking, I'll take a 0-0 draw. For Arsenal, how do you assess it?
It's going to be days like this, and I think we're
very simple. See, there are pundits and there are pundits, and there are football pundits who really understands the game. There are always going to be days like this for anything. Manchester City have had its own fear of, dropping points. They have played some games that they tried to score and they just could not score. Arsenal played yesterday, tried to score and just could not score. So where is this tag of bottling? Where is it coming from? That is why we need to have this conversation. Manchester United fans, Manchester City fans, let us talk about this. Arsenal fans, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, let us talk about this. Drop your comment. I want to hear from you. Where is the bottle tag? Where is it coming from? This is somebody that I said that, things like this happens. There are just some games you just would not win. You would do absolutely everything, but you would just not win. And that is what happened to Arsenal yesterday.
Arsenal do such a good job of putting pressure on you with set pieces. They kind of wear you down. They create chances, and eventually you break. I think Mikel Arteta would be disappointed with his substitutions. I mean, he brought on nearly all his best players.
Yes,
impact
I agree.
Players from the bench. At a moment in the game where you think, okay, now it's going to turn because we're going to turn the screw, keep giving them more pressure. And I'll be honest, none of his substitutes made any real impact. And these aren't a lot of these are starting players as well. So there'd be a disappointment there.
Rob?
Yeah.
The overriding factor will be frustration because this was a chance to put a serious gap between them and the rest. It could have been a big day this for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Listen, they didn't lose the game, but last season they drew 14 games. That stopped them winning the title.
Exactly.
And people like Victor Gyökeres.
Exactly. Last season, Arsenal drew 14 games, right? Lost, I think, 4. This season, they have drawn 5 and week 21 in the league already, right? And at the same time, they have lost only 2. They have won the rest of the matches this season. They are doing well in the Champions League. They are doing well in the Carabao Cup. They are doing well in the FA Cup. They are 7 points at the top of the table against the Manchester City that has spent approximately 200 million in January. And Eze were bought this season
to turn those draws into wins. And today that didn't happen. For all that possession, for all that they played, they had 3 shots on target. That can't quite be good enough, and it's going to be a disappointment. But I have to say, credit to Sean Dyche. It was a draw by Dyche. He set his team up. They were structurally difficult to play against. Defending was good, like we saw under Nuno. And listen, they take the point in their fight.
So this is a fair and balanced argument, right? To be honest, this is fair. This is balanced. And, I think this was just the summary of what happened yesterday. Credit to Sean Dyche for setting up a good squad. So, guys, what exactly do you think about yesterday's match? Do you think it was a golden opportunity for us now to go 9 points? Because the conversations we are having now is Aston Villa versus Everton today. If Aston Villa should win today, it's looking like Aston Villa would win the title. It's looking like Aston Villa would just like the guy I played first. I don't know his name, just like the guy I played first. If you listen to his punditry, it is more or less like, Manchester City had won the league yesterday. And at the same time, one thing you all should know, if Arsenal had won yesterday by 1-0, the conversation would have been 1 goal is not enough. Why would they win 1 goal? That winning 1-0 shows that they don't do this, they don't do that, they lack the confidence, they do this, they do that. They would have forgotten his 9. They won't talk about the 9 point anymore. They will now start talking about Gyökeres. They will talk about the fact that they did not score goals. They did not score more goals. And more importantly, if Arsenal has scored from set piece, they will tell you again that why would Arsenal score from set piece? It's the only set piece they can score. So the narratives are never ever going to be ending. Anyways, guys, please remember to drop your comment. I want to hear from you. I need your honest opinion on this issue. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. That is very important. Subscribe to my channel. If you have watched this video to this point, just subscribe now. Just subscribe, please. All right. So please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Those are very, very important activity on my channel. I'm going to be seeing you in the next one.